Awesome. So maybe they've held that position before, you know, whether they've unranked is fine, it's still, you know, they're still eligible. Or maybe they've got, you know, just a thirst to want to build their business. They were supposed to submit a short video just to say how this can help them, what they can apply now. So anybody that applies to that, you know you've got in your group, please go ahead and let them jump on here. This will be recorded, but it's important that, you know, we have this setting for any questions or anything that's definitely relevant to you guys. So if you're a customer, as you know, although everybody, you know, we welcome everyone, this session is just not going to be applicable to you because you don't have the same visibility in the back office. So if you are a customer, definitely would love you to, you know, drop off at this time and reserve this for those who are currently international business owners at P150 or above. So save the chat. Okie dokie. So let's go ahead and get started. We've got just under an hour. And make sure your subscription is active, guys. Make sure you keep your subscription active. So let's share screen and get into this. Awesome. Right. So hope you guys' day has been amazing. I share it. You guys see my screen? I think it's showing.
Yeah.
You can see the screen?
Yep.
Awesome. Brilliant. Okay, some people in the waiting room, maybe somebody co-host with that. Oh, let me drop it in the other group as well, just to let everybody know. So many group chats. We're going to talk about that as well. The higher you climb, more group chats, right?
You mean the trading one?
And let's see. There we go. It's live now. It's 5 minutes. And we are live. Oops. And I've not even got time to go through the formalities again. So there we go. Perfect. So you guys made it. You made it to the Bootcamp P150. What does this mean? Like what in the Platinum 150 is going on? You know, what's the roles, responsibility, and what in the residual happens here now? So I want to really help you guys to have an understanding and also be able to maximize and you know, you always want to build your business right the first time around. It's not that there's not going to be bumps in the road, you know, learning curves, that's completely normal. But you know, the more knowledge and the more kind of perspective that you have, I think it helps. And it helps being intimidating, confusing, you know, it can feel quite pressurized sometimes if you don't have, you know, if you don't have the right knowledge. It says my people perish due to lack of knowledge. So this is definitely something that is overdue, that has definitely been asked for. So here we go, let's get into it. So pens, papers at the ready, you guys can ask questions, drop them in the chat as we go. So what the heck is a P150? What is a Platinum 150? Well, a Platinum 150, this is the first rank as an international business owner inside IM Mastery Academy, okay? So this is somebody that's learning and sharing the product. So you still came in, you know, to learn how to develop this $1 trillion skill set, but now you actually get a discount. And if we're talking about, you know, and we talk elite, we talk the language of elite here. So your package will be discounted because your tuition fees will be supplemented and £150 a month, which is paid weekly, a £37.50 weekly residual income. So that's the academy now paying you, no longer you paying in full for your product. This also means that you've impacted 3 families, 3 lives, 3 people other than you now have access to the skill set. Now they also have access to, you know, saving in Bitcoin. They also have access into multiplying their money. Okay, so you're a part of the mission to impact nations for generations. So the perks are reduced fees. You're also now getting a weekly paycheck. And you can tap into what we call OPM, other people's money, your profit sharing with the company. You've almost got a mini franchise, you know, this big, huge, amazing $1 billion company. Now you are a part of their lineage. So as people start to come into the business, you can also benefit, even if you didn't directly bring them in, okay? So what are the roles and responsibilities of the P150? They say, you know, with great power comes great responsibility, right? So how heavy is this crown? Well, guys, I don't want you guys to really feel overwhelmed when you start hitting ranks, because really and truly you're a professional. Once you've hit 150, you're a professional at hitting P150. And your main responsibility is to duplicate everything that you did to get you to P150, right? You normally people do this almost unintentionally, a little bit by accident, you know, not really you know, strategic, you know. But whatever you did, now you are an expert in showing the next person, the three people that you have in your organization, how to do exactly the same thing. Okay. And what does that entail? But what happened with you? When you came in, you were plugged into a system. So when you have now got people that are a part of your lineage, you're just going to plug them in. What does that mean? We have a rich virtual campus. That was one of the first things when you became a part of this amazing rich movement. You were plugged into a virtual campus with thousands of other people, where there are announcements, right? Where there are messages, you know, where there are welcomes. So make sure that the next person that comes along through you, that they do the same thing. You want to keep them close to the fire. You don't want to, you know, start to, oh, well, let me maybe not put them in here because it's a little bit this. And no, the same thing that got you to P150 is the same thing that's going to get the next person to P150. You know, we have groups on Telegram. We have our Rich UK Telegram chat. That's what you are privileged and privy to be a part of. So you're also going to add them, plug them into that. You know, you want to really, this is how you're sharing this responsibility. It takes a village, right? So the minute that you plug them in and you welcome them, now there's other people that they're going to become acquainted with. They're going to also see what you saw that got you thus far, right? And also on Telegram, we have the Rich Impact channel. Not a lot of people remember to plug their people into that. That is actually something that we've discussed is for non-members and members. Something that is a informational channel. It's got a lot of value in there, a lot of nuggets, and lets people know on the outside what you kind of get on the inside. But if you want to get it, you need a login and password. And to get that login and password, you go back to the person who invited you. But even if you are now a member, it's good for new people to be in there, because they're able to see, you know, different classes, what, you know, are coming about. There's inspirational things in there, you know, information that still is going to be relevant to them. Plus, they can do the same thing. They can, you know, add a few people that are saying that they want to know a little bit more about this. So that's one of the USPs about Rich University, is that we are a private community. So what you don't want to do is a disservice to your people by keeping them separate, segregated from this private community, a community that is rich in mentorship, a community that is rich in support, engagement. You know, we're high engagement, high energy, and we've got live events, online events. You guys have been so privileged to go to several live. This summer's been amazing. You know, we've had Dallas, we've had you know, Bitcoin over Birkin, we've had Atlanta, and we're still going. You know, and still growing. We've got events here this weekend. How will they find out about all these things if they're not plugged in? And the recognition that they get, this is a big deal, guys. People being recognized for even small wins, because in a day-to-day you know, situation on jobs, etc., you're not always recognized for the hard work that you do. So yeah, don't discredit plugging people into the system. This is, you know, simply a role now that you're a P150. Okay, hopefully that's making sense. And now the welcoming. Do you remember the day when you said yes to being rich? The day when all of a sudden you were propelled into these, you know, the group chats stratosphere, all these different communities, and all these people from England, from all over the world, from different, you know, Atlanta, from LA, from New York, started to welcome you, started to drop all these different GIFs and emojis in the chat, how that felt. So you definitely want to make sure that as you're bringing in, you know, your new person, the first thing you want to do is get a picture from their social media. Why do I say from their social media? Well, when you ask somebody for a picture, normally they're going to give you some kind of long-winded, or, you know, they're going to make it a little bit complicated. And as a P150 now, you're taking leadership, okay? Now, don't overthink this. Don't think, oh, well, what if they don't want me to use a picture, etc. That's why you go into their social media platform. That's something that they've already let the whole world know, you know, that they're happy with sharing. So if it's a little WhatsApp picture, if it's like they've got an Instagram or Facebook, you want to do this quickly. This is a nice surprise for them. So just save yourself time and, you know, unnecessary stress. just go and get a picture off there, even off their Telegram. I just, you know, whatever one's there. Some people, they want you to do it again because they're like, hey, I didn't know you were going to do that. Can you use this one? Sure, fair enough. But it's a nice surprise. So always get a picture as soon as you have enrolled them. Download photo grid. This is going to help you to format the picture into the welcome banner. This is something that we don't have specific training on, but I've definitely got a step-by-step guide that I have sent to most of you. Once you guys bring someone in, I always walk you guys through it, some step-by-step on how to download the grid, you know, save the things to your phone, and so on. So you want to make sure that you have the right tools you need, and there are other photo apps available. This is just the one that I feel works really well. If anyone has any other alternatives, or, you know, has another way to do it, definitely let us know. You know, sharing's always caring. Or if you guys, you know, have a little video or something you want to put together, but hopefully the top ones in the chat, if you guys are all fluent in being able to put a welcome photo into a into the grid, into the welcome banner, because this, as a P150, is definitely going to be one of your privileges to welcome your members in the rich and royal way. Okay, people really do love when they see their faces in these things. They put them on there on a DP picture and things of that nature. So let's see, I can see the chat here. Awesome, awesome, awesome. So I'll go on. Hopefully you guys can still hear me. So what comes next? What comes next? You want to definitely make sure you're connecting. Okay, remember, it's people over profits. As soon as you bring somebody in the business, connect with them. Like, why are they here? Like, what is it that they are, you know, what they're good at? You know, they're a person, right? They've got reasons for being here. You know, you don't want to just turn people into a number in the back office and just think, okay, right, I've got another one, okay, another one, okay, closer to the next round, boom, 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 connect. And you want to do this in the first 72 hours, 24 to 72 hours. You know, when you've connected with them, you want to give them what they came for. Okay, so this is your responsibility, you know, as now their new leader. They knew they came here because they trust you, because they saw you online, because whatever you said sounded really good. You know, now you want to connect. You definitely want to connect, not just leave them by the wayside. And you want to do this quickly. You definitely want to do this quickly. So touching the product looks like downloading MT4, downloading pocket options, you know, one of the two, and putting them in their first trade. And the great thing about the way how our opportunity calls are is that most people actually have already done this by the time they have already enrolled. So maybe you're going to help them to download their swipe coin, their HFX swipe, something along that nature, so they can start to see what they've actually paid for, you know, and get to use it. Now they've done that, they're really excited. You know, they've put a trade in, they've done it in a couple of seconds, they've downloaded swipe coin, they've copy pasted and profited. They're at a high, right? Okay, great, amazing. How easy was that? Oh my God, that was so simple. You know, my 4-year-old could do it. My auntie could do this. Oh my God, yes, couldn't they? Listen, what you could do now, if you write down a list of 25 names, I would love to launch you. Think of 25 people, you know, who want to see you win, 25 people who want to support you in your welcome party, 25 people who can do what you just did with ease. So you definitely want to get their 25 guest list names for their launch. It's very important that you do this at the point of connecting with them on the front end before you go ahead and send them off to orientation, and then they start to overcomplicate things and feel like they've got to know, you know, Pythagoras theory before they, you know, share this with anyone. And remember, the guest list is genuinely for them to be celebrated. It's genuinely for their launch party, as opposed to prospecting. Okay, this is really light. You just want to get them used to being celebrated. You want to get them used to sharing. You want to get people that are around them to see, you know, what it is that they're connected to, and you don't want them to overthink that. Okay, like we shown you last week on the IBO training, we do have memory joggers, and we posted them in the chat, which really do help, because you'd be surprised the people that you would never think about, but that you could add to, you know, add to a list like this. So hopefully that makes sense. Hopefully that makes sense. Now, next, you want to qualify people, and you would genuinely do this, you know, in the first couple of conversations. You know, you want to know who you're going to be spending most of your time with, okay? You want to identify from the beginning, you know, who's ready to, you know, do exactly what you've done. You know, you're, like I said, an expert now at becoming a P150. So you want to see, I wonder if you'd be interested in doing the same thing. You know, simple question. Do you have an aspiration to be paid by the company? Just simply ask, you know, do you want my help? Not everybody does. Not everybody, you know, is that coachable, like has that mindset. That's completely fine, but it's important to get consent. It's important to get consent. Don't just assume because you know it's working really well for you when you know their situation, that they're crying out for P150 and then some. You know that this after this first 28 shaky days, that there might not be, you know, the ability for them to pay their subscription next month. You still want to get their consent, okay? You still want to just let them know that you're here to help. Do you want my help? Okay. Do you have aspirations to be paid by the company? This company is amazing. It has amazing product for customers. Customers can do very well in the back office. You know, you're still going to communicate and touch base with them. And but you just want to know where if you're going to be spending a little bit more time with them because they want to do what you just did. They're just going to simply duplicate what it is you're already doing, right? So maybe they don't want to do that. Maybe most people, sometimes that's their mindset. Well, how about, you know, getting a free account? Okay, great. You want to be a customer? We've got some amazing products. Oh my gosh, you're going to love Lee Allen. You're going to love Kurt Cobain. Would you do you want me to help you get a free account? You can actually use this product for free. And I'd love to help you with that. You know, always keep the door open. You know, as a leader, don't be bitter. Don't be, oh, you know, she knows she needs this money. She knows she needs that. Why won't she just listen? 1,000 times no. Do you want me to help you? You know, you want to work with people who want to work with you, essentially. Okay, so just remember that. So if they do, or if they don't, like I said, keep the door open. You know, maybe some people are just scared at first. A lot of mindset work has to be done. So okay, great. You know, if you choose to change your mind, I'll be happy to help you. So, you know, leave them with whatever it is that they want to do. Just let them know that door is always open. Okay, people have the right to change their mind. Lord knows I've changed my mind several times over within this. Okay, so next, can you guys hear me still? Hopefully you guys can hear me. It's getting a little bit leery over there.
Yes,
So next comes placement. Thank you so much. So next comes placement, okay? Next comes placement. So what happens when you get to a P150 is that you didn't have to do any much placement, okay? But I just want to give you a heads up of what happened, why it happened, and the structure. So this is your back office now, okay? So now you already know as you became an IPO, your back office upgraded, and you now have a dashboard. You know, you now have what's it called? Placement. Placement, I can't remember what it's called now. I do have it. Yes, something I didn't really catch that. But you have uni-level placement, something along those lines, okay? So once you open that up, this is how your organization is built, okay? So your first 3 people, which got you to P150, they're essentially, well, first of all, you've upgraded. We already know that it's your IPO P150, okay? This is the rule. You only build 3 wide, okay? If you can help it. And if this has happened and you've already got 4 or 5 wide, I don't want you guys to, you know, be disheartened. It's okay. Most of the chairmen have more than 3 legs, okay? But essentially, you want to concentrate your volume into 3 legs. And those first 3 people that you've just brought in, you know, they're your equity positions. They're your equity. It's actually really important that the 3 people who choose to get themselves in position quickly. You know, that's why we say, you know, on opportunity calls, on launch calls, when we're launching you, you want to get an equity position quickly because they are in a very lucrative position in your organization the earlier that they come in, okay? Doesn't mean that they're going to just receive something for doing no work. It's, you know, it's a very legal affiliate program where they have to also, you know, they have to match what you're doing, duplicate what you're doing, but it's just a lot easier the earlier they come in because a lot of the volume is going to fall in their garden, okay? So you start to build down from this. Once you've got those 3 people, the next person you bring in, you'll still be a P150 when you have a 4th member, but your 4th member is going to go under one of your 3 members. Your 5th member is going to go under one of your first 3 members, okay? So as you can see, you've got your friend, your sibling, and your spouse. Then the next 2 people that came in ended up going, you know, under your spouse, okay? And this is also going to help them build volume, encourage them maybe as well. And because you've qualified the people who you're working with, and that may be where the fruit falls with those who you don't want to run it up. You don't want to put volume in places where it's going to be that volume and it's not going to be utilized, okay? These things change all the time, you know. like I said, it's not something to lose sleep over. Just bear in mind that you're building deep, not wide. So every time somebody comes into your business, they'll be placed in a holding tank. And in that holding tank is where you're able, I mean, if anybody wants to have a little bit more in-depth session on that, we can do that, you know, how to actually place people. And we'll probably do that on the P600 bootcamp when you start to place people. But at this stage, just know that you're still a P150 as you're bringing people in and placing them underneath and deeply, not wide, up until you have 10 elite customers. Okay, just let you in real quick. Awesome, awesome, awesome. So what's going to happen next? Naturally, people are going to duplicate. So remember, we said that your only role is to do the same thing that you did to get to P150, basically consistently hit P150, right? And you're not going to be the only one doing it. Now there's going to be other people that are going to be interested in doing the same thing. And so your business is going to start to grow. You know, it's going to really start to grow naturally. And as you see, oh my gosh, where did we go? That was a bit far. It's going to grow in a way that is going to help you work smartly. Let's see, I'm not sure where we went. Let's see if anyone has any questions while I'm getting this back up. There we go. There we go. So the only thing that you're doing at this point in your position, your role is just to help the next person either hit P150 or by bare minimum get their scholarship. Okay, so those 3 people that came in, you're helping them get their scholarship. You know, you're doing the things that you did to get yours. You know, bringing into calls. You know, just making sure that you're showing up, using the product. And the next person is going to do the same thing. And now they're going to show the people under them to do the same thing, okay? So this is basically just being a professional at getting to P150, okay? So when you're thinking about going throughout the, up the ladder, just think about what you did to get to where you are, and surely you definitely will increase, okay? So what about the people that are coming into your business that maybe, they don't really want to bring anybody else on, they're a little bit disconnected, a little bit shy, maybe you've done everything that you were supposed to do, you've put them in all the group chats, but you don't hear from them. Do you just leave them by the wayside? Do you just continue business as usual? I mean, if the person, that's what they've said they want to do, then, that's fine. But as a good leader, you definitely want to have regular check-ins. You want to get good with checking in, and all that looks like is touching base. Just touching base with them, see how they're going. Hey, how's it going for you? Have you been profitable this week? What's working for you? And this is a check-in, not a check-up. Not have you completed this? When did you last go on this? How many times you're on perfect 10? You're checking in, genuinely seeing, how they're doing, how they're getting on. Okay. Different people have different rules. Some people say 3 times a week. People are different. So I would definitely use, what you call it, use a little bit of tact. People have different things going on in their lives, but you definitely want to make sure that you're at least, touching people on a weekly basis. And as they become more seasoned within the company, it might be less. You definitely want to, be just checking in, making sure they're doing all right. Like we said, are you profitable? What's working for them? Sometimes people, you don't hear from them because they're literally stacking, making their millions, right? So maybe somebody else could benefit from that. Bring them on a team call, bring them on a huddle call, encourage them to share, get their story, their testimony. That's also something that's going to help them, get to P150 or above. It's going to help you to keep hitting P150 or above. Just the fact that somebody under your lineage, someone under your leadership is actually really, really maximizing and is really profitable. This also helps with accountability, because essentially that's what you are to them. You're their accountability partner. You want to just touch base, just, keep them in alignment with the things that they said that they wanted when they came in. The things that they said that they wanted to achieve, how close are they to hitting those things? You don't even know the time that you check in with this person. They literally might have been like a day away from canceling and just ending it all. So a simple check-in, touching base, and I get this so many times. Oh my gosh, thank God you called. I was getting a little bit overwhelmed. I was in, it was all kind of getting a bit much. I didn't make this, that, and the third. And then just reminding them, okay, well, what is it that you really wanted to get out of this? And, have you been able to get that somewhere else? If you stop today, like, what is the other option type of thing? Okay, well, you're here now. You've got 2 more weeks to the end of the month, for however long. Let's have a look at X, Y, and Z. Okay, you just want to guide them. Sometimes people just want somebody to just have a talk with. And you want to encourage and influence them, you know, guide them to the source. You're not the teacher. You want to just guide them to what's working for others, which is why it's good to check in with people, because you're not going to know every single thing on the platform. You wouldn't have used every single product on the platform. So just by simply checking in with people, you get to learn yourself. Oh, okay, really? Colors? Oh, okay. Or whatever that is. Okay. So don't take that for granted. So simple questions like, how are you getting on? How are you getting on? How are you doing? Remember, these are people. This is not just, you know, 80499, you know, in the back. It's a person. Like, how are you genuinely getting on? How are you finding it? How you would talk to somebody in real life, okay? Where are you up to? Like last time we spoke, I know that you were going through your academy training, going through the videos, you still in the basics. Have you gone go live yet? Really? Oh wow, are you still in demo? Like where are you up to? And also let them be accountable. Oh my gosh, did you just see that trade that came in? You know, people do like that. You know, say something's coming in on HFX swipe, something's coming in, even if you're in the trade show and people are in the trade show. Oh my God, did you see this? What's happened? Just got off a session. This just came in. Have you seen it? They're like, where? What? They're sat down thinking trades are going to fall out the sky. They haven't even logged into their swipe coin, and you're showing them something that they pay for. And they're like, oh, how do I get that? You know, show them how to get it. You know, oh, really? Send me a screenshot. Did you get in that trade? Yeah, I did. Or let me see, you know, show interest, hold them accountable. Those things are going to really encourage them to be addicted to the product that they're subscribing to. So last but not least, this is where a lot of people fall short, you know, when they start to, you know, become P150 and above. When you start to have people now that, you know, you feel like you're accountable for, you almost feel invested in their results. 1,000 times no. You know, you're not, whatever their results are, that is not down to you. You are not there to teach them. You're not qualified to teach them, first of all. There's 200 educators in the academy that are. You know, don't do them a disservice by teaching them secondhand information, diluted source. Yes, it's okay to share thoughts, share strategy. We do it all the time on our team sessions in a safe environment. But just because something's working for you doesn't necessarily it's going to work for the next person. And like we said, you're not exactly qualified to do that. Plus, you don't want the person to be, you know, completely dependent on you. You want to help build their baby muscles in their legs. You want to send them to the source, how you got the information, how you learn the harmonics, kind of little tips that help direct them back to the source, help them be independent, not dependent. You know, let them be the ones that feel proud because now they look at the harmonic scanner and they understand it's a buy versus a sell, not expecting you to do 2-hour Zoom calls. Listen, let me just be so transparent because, you know, I did this so many times over and over again. Having countless one-on-ones that I would say over an hour. You already know what I'm like about this. 2 hours later, 3 hours later, for me, it would be like 3, 4 in the morning, talking to people all around the world, Canada, LA, thinking, oh, this is great. It's really helpful for them. Oh, Miss UK, thank you. I'm learning so much. And then as soon as I'm not showing them something on Zoom, they're not even logging into their back office. They're not even going on and using the products. What do you think happens? Do you think they stay? 1,000 times no. Half of the people that I did that with, they still trade, but they do it with other companies, other products, paying more money. And what was the, you know, it was, listen, you are not the teacher, okay? Be the example that's easy to follow. It's more a do as I do, not say. Duplicate, let them duplicate you, okay? They want to know how to draw fibs. Great, I'm getting on a session later with Kurt Cobain on his fib session. They want to know how to do money flow. Oh my God, Lee Allen's on Wednesday. Let's get on Lee Allen and see. You know, let's watch this together, watch parties. You know, redirect them to the source, redirect them to the source every time. And this is definitely something that a lot of people, it's like the key thing that waters down your business. This kills your business so quick, guys. Putting your 3 members in solitary confinement. There's you, there's, you know, Sarah, there's Paul, and there's Jake. They're all brand new. They're in a group chat now with just you because you think, okay, and I'm not saying that you're not going to have your own line of communication, you definitely will. But remember the things that got you excited. Don't disconnect them from the same fire that got you lit. Don't disconnect them from the same energy, they joined a community, a private community. Now taking them away to a group chat that every single time that you're dropping something in, it's like crickets. These people are scared, like they're thinking, oh, should I say something? It's like, where's all my brothers and my rich brothers and sisters? It's detrimental to your business. You know, don't take your people away from the same fire that was lit under you. There's only 3 of you. It's too soon. Don't dilute the sauce that made you P150. Imagine if as soon as you came in, you were just isolated and taken off to the corner in solitary confinement, like punishment, and put in a chat with 2 people in there. Oh, there's 3, and then it says somebody left the group. It's like, oh, don't do it, guys. Epic fail. It's like classic amateur behavior. Okay, keep them close to the source. Keep them. You shouldn't be thinking about group chats until you're P1000 and above. Okay, so let's go through a checklist. Okay, like something's missing. Like something's missing. But let's just have a look anyway. So literally everything that you're doing at P150 level, you're doing it like you're back at 0. So once you hit P150, that's not the end. You just do it all again, you know, go back to hitting P150 again, grinding like you're back at 0. If you hear the likes of, you know, Dr. Jewel, Dr. China, Bryce Thompson, you know, they all grind like they're back at 0, like they're P150. They rebuild their bit. China goes P150 every day. That's her goal, right? 3 people a day. So you definitely want to always, you know, be back at 0. Yes, you brought in 3 people. Yes, it's amazing. But if you really want to be serious about your business, you don't want to be reliant on just those 3 people. You know that you've got the roles and responsibilities. You make sure that you're, you know, touching base, etc. But in essence, you still have to, you know, stay in zone 1. Okay. Still showing the plan. How did you get those 3 people? Maybe you were going live once a day. You know, maybe on opportunity calls, you're sending testimonies. Whatever you did to get there, you're gonna, you know, continually do it to stay there. There you go. Stay in zone 1. I knew something was missing up there. Okay, well, this is definitely all over the place. Let's see what's next. Making your list. Continue to make your list. We spoke about this last week. Your list is literally key for your business. A network marketer without a list, without leads, is definitely a you definitely want to make sure that you're consistently building your list. That's all the same things that you did to get the people that you got in the first place. Exposing those 10 people a day to your business, making sure that you're doing your affirmations and your goals. You don't stop now. You know, it's so funny when, you know, people hit certain ranks and all of a sudden they feel like they've arrived, like they don't. No. You continue to do the same things that got you there to stay there, right? Becoming a product with a product. Don't forget why you came here. You came here to multiply your money too. Yes, you like swipe coin. Doesn't mean you throw swipe coin away now because, you know, there are some people coming through the door. You know, continue to grow your account. Continue to show that the product works. Become a product with a product. That's still, you know, your focus. And this is something that a lot of people, you know, they miss, because there is a lot of fruit, there is a lot of favor in servitude. You know, when you do start to move up the ladder, when you do start to become, you know, you have volume, reach out. What can, you know, how can you be an asset? How can you serve? You know, things that you see, there's an orientation, you know, maybe I could do something in an orientation. You know, what are your strengths? What are you good at? Oh, I could do a little bit of this. On Monday Night Live, I could share this, or, you know, what have you. Whatever it is, whatever your gifts and talents are, just find out. Oh, I see Miss UK doing presentations. I'm good at PowerPoints. I don't know. Like any little thing that you think might be a small thing, you know, how can you be an asset? You know, that's always going to help to elevate you. That humility is always going to, you know, God is always going to give grace to the humble. Okay. So in essence, don't make your minimum your maximum. Keep hitting P150 continuously. This is like a 3 in 10, do it again. Okay, you hit P150 in 10 days and then go ahead and hit P150 again in the next 10 days. Okay, 3 in 10, do it again. Oh, that's what I wanted to show you guys. Let's see, let me pause this. Any questions, comments, concerns? Because I do have, or do I have it actually? Anyone got any questions? Let me see if I can pull this up. I knew there was something I forgot. Let's see. Where will I find it real quick? Let's see. 3 and 10. I want to show you guys. Did I even say this? Am I still online? Why does it have a funny message? Okay, let me see if I can find it like this. Sorry, guys. It was going so smooth. Okay, let's just put in a new slide and insert it, because I think it should be already on the, should already be downloaded. There we go. Boom. Okay, so let's just make this big real quick. Hopefully you guys can still hear me. Let's see the chat. Can you guys hear me? Juliana said no, I don't know what that was.
Yes, we can.
I can hear
Yes.
you. Yeah, I can hear you.
Perfect. So this is, you want to take a screenshot of this, and this is the 3 and 10, do it again. This shows you how quick that the numbers add up, and this isn't even based on elite. So doing this with elite, it's a lot faster. You know, you can see, you know, day 10, you'll be P150. You know, doing it again by day 20, excuse me, P600, and so on. Okay, this is just, everything is always running numbers. It is simple when you look at it, you know, in with simple eyes. But when you just know what's required, because sometimes we overthink it, we want to, you know, overcook the grapes, reinvent the wheel. Just stick to the plan, you know, just do this exactly what it is that you did to get there. And a lot of the time, that was just a lot of passion. You know, that was just a lot of, you know, drive. That was just a lot of being excited, you know, about the product, about the business. And now all of a sudden there's these people here, and then you think, oh my God, you've got to do handstands now, and you've got to juggle and do all these other weird stuff. And oh my gosh, what am I going to do for them? And just connect them, just plug them in, you know, just communicate with them and keep doing what you was doing, and let them know that if they want to do it with you, that door's always open, you know. You can do that continuously, okay? So I hope that really helps. I'm going to end with a training with my girl. Miss Nikki knows now that I have delegation. I've got 15 minutes left in this place. If anyone's got any questions, you might want to ask them now, or maybe I should run this and then have them asked afterwards. Let me see. Let's let this person in. Okay. Anyone got any questions? Everybody's still there. You guys are really quiet today. Was it that engaging?
Yeah, we're taking notes and listening.
Love it, love it, love it. Let's see. Let me get this up. So I'm gonna get up this training, because this is really important when it comes to you know, leadership, basically getting people's consent, like we spoke about. And there is an art to delegating. Some people, myself included, you know, might not be a strength when it comes to delegation. You might think, oh my gosh, I'll just do it myself. You know, when you do delegate, maybe you're just not delegating in the right way. So I found this really, really helpful. So let me find it. I did have it up. There we go. I'm actually in it, but I'm not going to show the part where I am. Okay, let's pause that. Let's make it big. Awesome. Okay, so I'll let this play. It's about 10 minutes that I'm going to play of it. Take notes, and then if there's any questions at the end, we'll take the questions. But I'm just so glad to be done in under an hour. And like I said, this will be available also on YouTube. But that concludes the first P150 bootcamp. So let's go ahead and run VT.
Showing up, come on here to share with you what I promised you guys earlier, which is the 4 tips to delegation. And the reason why I decided to create this topic is because a lot of people, especially within our leaders theme, a lot of people believe that being a leader just means, you know, doing everything themselves or telling other people what to do. And that is not the case, right? And if you are going to delegate, we got to make sure that we delegate correctly. There are ways to delegate. And if it's done wrong, it's going to demotivate. It's going to make people feel used. It's going to make people feel hurt. It's going to make people feel really, really bad inside. But if you do it right, it's going to elevate. It's going to lift them up. It's going to point to them. It's going to build them up and make them feel you know, empowered and ultimately help them get results. So I'm going to give you the 4 tips to how to delegate correctly. Okay, so I hope you got your notebooks and pens. I hope you're good right now. I hope you're really good. All right. Let me know that you can hear me clearly and all that niceness. So the formula to delegation, right? Because people are, I want you to write this down. People are empowered by missions, right? People are empowered by missions, not tasks. Don't give people tasks, right? Give them a mission. Make sure you create something that people can feel a part of. Everybody loves a vision that everyone is going for. People love a vision, a mission. Don't just give a task, right? You got to make sure that people understand what's the mission. What's the mission of your group? What's the mission And we make sure that the family understand what the mission is. There was times when I was grinding so hard and there was going to be times of absence. And I had to sit down with the children, myself and my husband, and we explain, listen, there's going to be a time, there's going to be a season, but this is the goal. This is the mission. This is the mission for the family. And this kind of stuff can be applied in all your relationships, guys, not just business, can be applied in your family as well. If people don't know the mission, what can happen is people can get demotivated, they can get angry, they can feel like you don't care, they can feel like you're rude, you're inconsistent. Especially there were times when I had to say to people, I can't come to that party. I'm on a mission right now. I may be absent for a while. I may be, I may not attend as many things as I used to. People like to know what the mission is. I'm going to be here. You're going to see me go live more often. You're going to see this happening. You're going to see me. I'm going to be very strategic with my time. I'm going to be very intentional with what I do. Everybody loves a mission. People like to be a part of something. So it's very important to delegate correctly. Okay. So number one, very important. Before you delegate, you got to ask their permission. All right. It's so important. People give people tasks without even asking them permission. All right. So you got to ask permission. Number two is you got to explain exactly what it is that you want them to do. Number three is why. Explain why you want them to do it. And number four is very simple. They're going to watch you do it. All right. Then you're going to do it with them. Then then you're going to watch them doing it. And then they're released to do it for themselves. Right. And let's break this down. Let's break it all the way down. So if you've just jumped on this live, we're looking at the four things you need to do effectively in order to delegate correctly, to avoid people feeling used. How many of you have ever been delegated something and you know that you don't even feel it? You don't even want to do it no more. It's like, why? What are they doing? Why am I doing this? How many of you had a boss that have just given you stuff, right? Giving you stuff, and literally you just feel like you're just doing all the legwork. You're doing all the work, right? So it's important to make sure that people understand the mission and you ask their permission beforehand. So it's like, yo, I see you're doing really good, or I believe that you're doing you could really hone in on something that we have going on at the moment, or there's going to be a new mission that's launched and I really believe that you can be a part of it. If I was to talk to you about something to be part of a mission, would you be open to doing it? Right? Very simple. Very, very simple. Right? It's important to make sure that we explain what it is that we're talking about. The number two is explain what it is. Right? Explain what it is. So I'm going to give you a live example, guys. A live example. One of the things I don't do in my house anymore is hoover. I haven't hoovered for about 2 years. Okay. Now I do have a cleaner, but not only that, my son now cleans, right? My son, he's 10 years old. He now hoovers, and my daughter started hoovering as well, right? I have a bad back, so bending over and hoovering is just not something for my back. All right. Now, here's how we did it. Sat my son down. So listen, this is the vision of the family. This is where we're going. This is the goal. All right. We already know Chairman 100 this year is the goal, right? So that means mommy's going to have to be grinding a lot more. Mommy's going to have to be doing X, Y, Z, right? But we can all play a part towards that mission, son. You see, when mommy comes in or when mommy sees the floor getting dirty, that's going to mess up her mind because she's going to be upset. And then she's going to go on a Zoom call and she's going to mess up the Zoom call. And now the mission's going to be ruined. So here's what I need. I need us all to play a part in it. If I can ask you about something that's going to help you to play a part in this mission, son, are you going to be willing to do it? My son said, yes, of course. I'll be part of the mission. Things that I think could really, really help. Number two is, what is the mission and what is the task, right? The task is, I need you to hoover at least 2 or 3 times a week. I need you to hoover, right? That's what it is. Why? Okay, number 3, here's the why. The reason why, son, is because, look, if mommy sees that, it's going to distract her. She doesn't like the mess, so she's going to end up doing it. She's going to hurt her back. And also, she's going to distract herself from the mission at hand, which is to get us to Chairman 100 this year. We've got the things on the wall. We're counting it down together. You know what we need to do. You know what the mission is. So I need you to do it. And that's why. Also, we got your little baby sister. I don't want her. She's picking things up on the floor and she's putting things in her mouth. Yes, mom, I get it. I got to make sure, the mission is set. We're all part of the vision. Now, here's what I'm going to do. First of all, I'm going to show you how to do it. Make sure you hold the hoover properly. Make sure you put it back where it goes. Make sure you know how to plug it in properly. I'm going to show you. Now I want you to do it so I can see you doing it. Now I know how you know how to do it correctly. Now what we're gonna do it. No, first you're gonna watch me do it. Then we're gonna do it together. You're gonna help me with a little bit. I'm gonna help you here. The next thing we're going to do after that is what we're gonna do is you're gonna do it and I'm gonna watch you do it. All right. And I'm going to see if you're making any mistakes. I can say, no, put the wire over there, put that over there, son. Make sure you do this, son. Okay, get that. And fourthly, now you can do this. I've watched you do it. I know you can do it well. I know you can do it with excellence. So now I'm going to leave you with this mission. Can you take on this mission? And that, ladies and gentlemen, is how you delegate correctly. So just to rewind those steps again, guys. Number one is make sure you get their permission. You get their permission. It's important you get the permission of the individual before you delegate something. Number two, you explain to them what it is that you're delegating. Number three, you explain to them why you're delegating. And number four, you do it with them. You do it for them, first of all, so they can see you do it. Then you do it with them. Then they do it with your observations. And then lastly, you delegate it fully to them because now they're competent to do that. And now they understand that this is part of a bigger mission. Into the bigger vision. Now, what's the positives of doing it that way, guys? People work together. There's a sense of pride. There's a sense of accomplishment. There's a sense of actually contributing towards the bigger vision. The dangers of doing it wrong, people feel used. People feel like you don't appreciate them. People feel like they're just there picking up the pieces. They get angry. They don't like to do the task. The task doesn't get done correctly. And now we have problems, major problems. Now we have inconsistencies. Now we have issues of low self-esteem, negativity. And this is one of the things that can really erupt. It could take a little small thing and it can go all the way out there. How many of you know bosses at work that don't know how to delegate? They just issue tasks and you know people are demoralized. You know people are demotivated. People don't even want to do the task. They begrudge that task and it doesn't get done properly. So it's important that we learn the art of delegation. All right, as leaders, delegate properly. Make sure people are sold out to the vision. Only delegate to people that can fulfill the task to the required standard. All right. A lot of times what we do is when we're short, I see this in church. When you're short of ushers, you just go grab any old usher because you just need somebody on that post. And that usher's rude. That usher makes people feel like they never want to go to church. Did I just go there? Am I allowed to go there on this live? Oh yeah, it's my live and I'm paying my phone bill. There we have it. Right. So I find it all the time. Don't just grab somebody who you just think, oh yeah, they'll do it. We're desperate. No, you want to make sure that the person is qualified, that you really make sure that person can live up to the consistency, the quality check, that person can do what it is that needs to be done. Right. I see you, Oswald. Don't laugh. That just came out. I don't even know where that came from. It must be because it's after hours, and after hours, you know, your girl just, it just flows like honey. So don't shoot the messenger. Don't hate a player, hate the game. So guys, I've literally got 5 minutes left. So if you have any questions, go ahead and type it into the chat box. Any questions about leadership whatsoever, I'm definitely here to answer your questions. But I thought I'd come on here and just talk a little bit about delegation, as I promised earlier that we was going to go into it. So fire away if you do have any questions.
That is hilarious. Okay, guys, I don't know if you guys have any questions, but boy, that was real. That was amazing. I definitely learned something and I hope you guys did. So if you do have any questions, you can drop them in the chat. I would love any feedback, any your biggest takeaways, share them inside the community. You know, this is part of, you know, being a leader now, encouraging others, you know, letting others see, oh my gosh, like what's going on in the P150 bootcamp? I want to qualify to be in a bootcamp like that. So go ahead, Miss Breakbread. I see your hands up. I've literally got 3 minutes. Oh, you're on mute.
Okay, just don't forget about you was gonna make mention about flyers and stuff like that to help them. Thank you.
Okay, yeah, I want you tell us about you just got some flyers, right? You just got a bunch of posters and stuff.
So yeah, I for whatever reason, mainly foolishness, but I have found it easier, especially if you're concerned about time and having to say something to somebody or what to say. So So I did get my flyers made that has my Instagram QRC on there. I could just hand it to them. It pretty much tells them what I am. I'm on there with some bread, breaking bread. I'm saying learn the new rules of money, and then they know how they can get in contact with me, and they can follow me as well on Instagram. And if I'm scared about or intimidated or don't know what to say, I can simply hand that to them and say, hey, scan that and follow me, and then just kind of move on from there, as well as getting some posters. Dr. China mentioned that today, like to put in some areas, just to try to dominate whatever area you are and get your name out there and wanting people to know to contact you to get the information.
No, absolutely, Miss Break Bread. And that's it. That's basically how you play in your city rich. You know, you've got a brand, Miss Break Bread, whatever your brand is, get it on a flyer, get contact information on. We will be doing IREO training to do with flyers and marketing, etc. But just do it. Like, don't overthink it. We have graphic designers, you know, choose a name. We've done that in Road to Riches many a time. And, you know, just use events that already exist. Trade show. I literally gave the lady one of these, all it is the we have so much marketing materials. All you have to do is print. All you have to do is print. There you go. VIP. Here's a VIP pass to a trade show. Okay.
Wait, what if someone's struggling?
It's an event. Sorry.
What if someone's struggling to think of a name brand for themselves?
Just put their normal name until they think of a name, whatever your name is. God gave you a name. If that's you can't, if you're creatively inept, then that's fine. Something will come, but you have a name. So you just use your name at present. That's not anything that's going to stop you from building your, no, not you. That's not anything that's going to stop you from building your business. If your name's Joe Blogs, then hi, I'm Joe Blogs and I'm a part of a $6.7 trillion industry. I'm a rich university, Joe Blogs. So that's definitely not something to major in the minors of. Yeah. Okay, guys, this was amazing, fantastic session. Definitely going to go now so we can keep this in the promised hour. Again, any comments and feedback, definitely drop them in the chat. This will be uploaded onto YouTube with the IBO training, and just look out for the next one. So hopefully you guys enjoyed it. I can't wait to hear all your feedback. And yeah, let's just keep growing and growing. So right now it's back at 0 and we hitting P150 every single day. So let's go. Let's get it. I'll see you guys on Saturday, you guys in the UK. I want to make sure you guys are here on Saturday. That's going to be a huge part of building your business, you know, from event to event. We don't have many regional events like this. So let's go.
Let's grow.
Thank you, Miss UK. We appreciate it.
Thank you,
Have a
Miss
good one.
UK. Oh my days, absolutely
Thank
amazing.
you, Miss UK.
Bye.
Thank
Awesome.
you.
A pleasure. It was a pleasure. See you guys soon.
Bye. Thank you.